I do not feel obliged to believe that the same God who has endowed us with sense, reason, and intellect has intended us to forego their use. I have never met a man so ignorant that I couldn't learn something from him. You cannot teach a man anything, you can only help him find it within himself. In questions of science, the authority of 1,000 is not worth the humble reasoning of a single individual. All truths are easy to understand once they are discovered, the point is to discover them. Philosophy, nature, is written in that great book which ever is before our eyes, I mean the universe, but we cannot understand it if we do not first learn the language and grasp the symbols in which it is written. The book is written in mathematical language, and the symbols are triangles, circles and other geometrical figures, without whose help it is impossible to comprehend a single word of it, without which one wanders in vain through a dark labyrinth. Passion is the genesis of genius. The sun, with all those planets revolving around it and dependent on it, can still ripen a bunch of grapes as if it had nothing else in the universe to do. It is a beautiful and delightful sight to behold the body of the moon. Long experience has taught me this about the status of mankind with regard to matters requiring thought: the less people know and understand about them, the more positively they attempt to argue concerning them, while on the other hand to know and understand a multitude of things renders men cautious in passing judgment upon anything new. Measure what can be measured, and make measurable what cannot be measured. Mathematics is the language in which God has written the universe. My dear Kepler, what would you say of the learned here, who, replete with the pertinacity of the asp, have steadfastly refused to cast a glance through the telescope? What shall we make of this? Shall we laugh, or shall we cry? It is surely harmful to souls to make it a heresy to believe what is proved. With regard to matters requiring thought, the less people know and understand about them, the more positively they attempt to argue concerning them. In the sciences, the authority of thousands of opinions is not worth as much as one tiny spark of reason in an individual man. Names and attributes must be accommodated to the essence of things, and not the essence to the names, since things come first and names afterwards. The Bible shows the way to go to heaven, not the way the heavens go. In time you may discover everything that can be discovered, and still your progress will only be progress away from humanity. The distance between you and them can one day become so great that your joyous cry over some new gain could be answered by an universal shriek of horror. They seem to forget that the increase of known truths stimulates the investigation, establishment and growth of the arts, not their diminution or destruction.